Hi, everyone. Sorry about the delay. We were just waiting for a few people to come. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our second webinar on Canva Basics. If you haven't read what's on the screen, we'll be hosting live webinars on a regular basis. And if there's anything that you'd like to learn coming up or any suggestions of what you would like to see in the future, don't hesitate to let us know. Seriously, it's really beneficial to us, and we want to make sure that the webinars we are putting out are the most beneficial to you as well. So how this is going to work is we're going to do part of a presentation and then a live walkthrough. Since Canva is a design platform, I feel like it's a lot easier to actually get on there and do it and see it in action than just learn about it. If you have any questions at all while I'm going through this or going through the walkthrough, put them in the question and answer box on the bottom. You'll see a little Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. And we'll have someone that is going to compile all those questions for me at the end or answer the ones that they can. So as soon as you think of any questions, feel free to put them in and we'll make sure to get them answered. So today we're going to talk about what is Canva if you've never used it before, the options of free versus pro, what Canva can do for you and your business, different ways to use it, how to upload your own photos to it, setting up your brand kit, which I'll describe, an overview of the tools, and then I will be giving the walkthrough of the tools that we talked about and creating a few designs with you. And at the end, then we will address all your questions and answers. All right. So if you've never used Canva before, Canva is a free graphic design platform. It's great for making social media posts and pretty much anything for your business that's on brand. You can do anything from invoicing, business cards, Facebook headers, just to make everything that is an aspect of your business that is client facing, on brand, and resonate with your audience that it's yours. It's a drag and drop interface, and it makes customizing their thousands of templates really simple and easy. They have a wide array of features that let you edit photos without extensive photo editing knowledge or experience. It makes it really easy to create beautiful and on-brand content without a huge learning curve. So I find this to be the easiest graphic design kind of platform. Photoshop and Adobe, things like that have a bit more of a learning curve, but Canva, what you learn today and just playing around with it, you'll be able to create beautiful on-brand designs really easily. Sorry, so with the free versus pro, so when you sign up, free has everything that you need to get started. It has everything that you need to create pretty much anything for your business. Pro does have a few extra features. They give you access to all the photos, all of the elements, the ability to upload different fonts that they don't have, and some other pro tools such as background remover and changing the format of your posts. For example, like changing something from an Instagram post to a Facebook post. But you'll be able to do everything that you need to with the free version. They do have a free 30-day trial for Pro. So I would definitely recommend doing that, even if you just want to batch a lot of content for free with their Pro version, or just to play around to really understand all the aspects of Canva. So while you're using Canva with the Pro or with the free version, anything that you scroll over that has a little crown, usually it's a little gold or a gray crown in the top or bottom right corner. That's a Pro feature. So I would avoid using those, because if you use Pro features while you have a free Canva or free Canva, then you will have to either pay for the Pro version or the Pro elements, Pro photos that you use, or you will have to remove them before downloading. So I would just try to avoid using them altogether. because sometimes at the end, you're not really sure what is a pro element and you end up having to change your entire design if you don't want to pay for it. And they do have a Canva mobile app as well. You can design and create anything in this app. Honestly, I find it a lot more difficult creating in the app than I do creating on the website. Not only because the screen is significantly smaller, but everything's placed in a different area than it is on the website. And I find it a bit less user-friendly than using Canva on the web. But I do use the Canva mobile app to easily upload my own photos that I have on my phone, because they're obviously linked. If you sign up with the Canva mobile app with the same email, you log into your account, they will be synced up. So you can easily upload photos from your phone and they'll show up on the website Canva version. Also, then you can download anything directly to your phone from that you created on the web. So I usually use it just to upload photos and download designs, and I don't really use it for designing, but you can if you'd like. I just find it a lot more difficult, a lot less user-friendly. So a few things that Canva can do for you. Well, one, we created this presentation in Canva. So all of these examples are pulled from Canva as well. So you can do presentations, Instagram posts, Instagram stories, and all of these are templates that are highly customizable. You can change the fonts, the backgrounds, the elements. A lot of times I just use templates as a starting point and my end design is completely different. They have a bunch of beautiful logos as well. So if you are just starting out or looking to switch your logo, you can do that yourself with a lot of their designs. You can post things to your story, create animated social media. A few other things, if you really want to get everything in your business on brand, you can create your own desktop wallpaper and your business cards, any cards that you would send to clients. This is also great if you are running like a live course or a program, you can create those certificates for that in Canva on brands, and your gift certificates as well. And these can be sent online or they can be printed. And so a lot of these have a front and back, and I think they actually look really good. A few other things, if you are still one of those people that likes to write down things in a daily planner, I am, you can create one of your own branded planners, a Zoom virtual background. Obviously, everyone is on Zoom at the moment, or most of us, for meetings. And if you don't have invoicing set up, you can create your own branded, customized invoices. You can do anything, even create mugs or t-shirts with your designs, but I just chose to pull a few examples of things that you'll probably actually use on a more frequent basis. So the first thing that you want to do in Canva is to upload your photos, any photos that you have of yourself, headshots, anything of your practice. Also, if you want to upload any photos from another free website, that's a great way to get around paying for some of the Canva photos. You can go to Unsplash, Pixels, Pixabay, download free photos, and then easily upload them to Canva just to round out all the photos that you have on there. So you click on uploads and then upload media, and you'll see this box over here. So you can upload from any device that you're on, Facebook, Google Drive, Instagram, Dropbox, as long as you link them up with Canva. What I usually do is I usually just drag and drop photos by moving them from my desktop after I download them, or a file, and drop them onto the upload screen. And I'll show you that when we do the live walkthrough. This is really important. I would recommend doing this as soon as you log into Canva. If you already have your brand colors, your brand logos, and fonts known, you would need to go to your homepage, go to your dropdown, and click on Brand Kit. So this is what it will look like. Normally the brand fonts will be on the right, but for the sake of this presentation, I split it up. So you'll see the brand logos that you upload here, brand colors, and the fonts. If you're using the free version of Canva, the only difference is you can't upload transparent logos. You can still upload your logos though, and you can only have one color palette with up to 3 colors. But that's more than enough, especially if a few of your colors are, black or white or gray. You can just upload the more out there colors, the ones that aren't as easy to Google or search. And then for Canva Pro, you can upload the logos that are transparent. You can upload any fonts that aren't on Canva, and you can create up to 100 color palettes with up to 100 colors each. I think that is a bit excessive for any brand, but they do give you that option. And adding to likes, this is great, especially when you are starting out on Canva. You're just looking through all the templates, looking through all the photos. I sometimes do that when I'm starting with a new brand or trying to create my content for a month. I'll go through the templates and photos, and then when you click one on the top right, you'll click on the 3 dots. And here you'll see the keywords that they use for them, if it's free for Canva Pro or free for the regular Canva. So then this is nice because you can also search more images by the photographer, and you can see the keywords that they use. So say you really love this photo and you want to see similar photos, you can remember these keywords to type in again. So then you just go down here, click add to your likes, and then you'll have all your photos, all the templates and the elements that you like, and you can circle back to them later on when you are creating content. All right, so we have an overview of the tools here. And these tools, so after I go through all of these commonly easy to use tools, then I'll show you how they work in the live walkthrough. So you can actually see them in action, because they're a bit easier to actually see then. So you'll see over here, this is customizable as well. You can delete some of these. The templates, elements, uploads. This is where you drag and drop new photos, photos that they have, different text, videos, and backgrounds. And it depends what you click on in Canva. That will be what's on the top of this bar up here. So for this specific one, I'm clicking on the background. So you'll see options to adjust and change the background up here. So like I said, with the sidebar, you can add a few other things to it if you'd like. If you scroll to the bottom, click on folders, this is what will show up. And you'll see the other options that you can add to the side. The likes, like I just talked about, you can show up on all your designs, so you can easily filter through them. You can see all the designs you recently created, designs that are shared with you, elements that you've purchased, and logos as well. So these are the tools when you click on them. When you click on the photos, they'll show recently used photos, trending photos, and photos suggested for you. When you click on background, this is what shows up. You can search backgrounds by different colors. Again, they have recently used and suggested ones for you. Most of these you can change to different colors. A lot of the landscapes and the patterns, especially, you can change to your branded colors so that they are seamlessly on brand across all your content. And then uploads, again, you'll see the images, videos, and audio that you uploaded from online or from your phone. And then the elements, this is where you'll see your frames, graphics, lines and shapes, and charts. So you can create customized charts as well with your own, obviously, percents in them. Then that's under elements. Text, I don't use as much. I will show you in the live walkthrough how you can kind of create your own text like this, but they do have options just in case you want to pull one from the text that they offer. So this is the top bar, what it looks like when you are clicking on a text element. So this should be similar. You've probably seen something exactly like this using any kind of Microsoft Word, even Apple in the past. Obviously the fonts, font size, color of your fonts, bold, italic. But when you click on effects, this is how you can make your text really stand out. So, and when you choose one of these options, then a lot of them you get even more specific options under them. So if you choose shadow, then you can choose the offset, the direction of the shadow, the transparency, the color. So you really have almost endless options with editing your text, especially for headers. And if you click on animate, every piece of text you can animate in a different way. This is great for presentations, or if you want to create a video for social media, or even an animated social media post. And I'll show some of these in action as well. You can choose different ways to animate them. And again, so down here, you'll see the crown, and that's for Canva Pro, but they have so many options for free as well. And this is what shows up when you're clicking on a photo or element. You'll see the effects, which are, they have a lot of different ones down here on the bottom. Makes it look like a TV screen. You can do mock-ups here where if it's a book cover or something on your phone, you can see your image or your design will show up. So it's just a mock-up, which is amazing. So they just have a lot of different kind of pre-made filters here. But if you want to get more specific, you can click on filters and choose any of these. You've probably seen these similar on Instagram. And then you can adjust them even further by brightness, contrast, saturation, if you don't like any of the filters that they have. Flip is really important as well. I use this pretty frequently. When you want to change elements, flipping them horizontal or vertical without spinning them around a lot. And then the position, we'll go through this. The position is if you want to move something, an element, if you have multiple elements on your screen, if you want to move it forward, you want to move the text forward or behind to layer things, that's great. And then last on here, what I think is important is the transparency. So we'll go through that with the quotes as well. It just either makes your element or the photo that you used more or less saturated. All right, so let's go to Canva now, and I will show you this in action. All right, so first off, when you do sign up for a Canva account, if you don't have it, it's really easy. You can sign up with your Gmail and then log in with a click of a button. So this is what you'll see. So design anything. Down here, you'll see designs that you've recently done. Over here, again, if you click on this, all your recent designs, these are ones that I created for this, so they're not great. Designs that are shared with you from someone else. And then here's your brand kit. So I just uploaded a logo that for some reason is not showing up. Oh, there it is. So I uploaded just a logo to show you. You can add other colors to brand kits, brand fonts, and it's really easy to add and discover palettes. If you are looking to switch up your branding or just starting out, they have a lot of different options and everything's searchable. So that's great if you are kind of stuck. And they do have a new content planner. I honestly haven't really played around with this as much, but you can now schedule content directly to Instagram and Facebook from Canva. I don't think you'd probably need to create a team. And then folders. So I'll show you how to put something in folders. So you go to all of your designs, click on this top right button. You can either copy something, move it to folder, and then you either search the folder you want to put it in or create a new folder. So this is great if you are using different platforms or you want to arrange your content in whatever way suits you best. So I definitely recommend using folders. So we're going to come and we're going to create a design on our own. We're going to edit a template, and then I'm going to show you a few of the things that you can do with text. So when I create a design, I'll click create a design, and I've taken screen grabs of these to show you before. But so you can either scroll down or you can type in. We're just going to do an Instagram post. Okay. So for the Instagram post, let's create a quote. I see a lot of quotes on Instagram. They convert really well. And let's start with a blank document. So we are going to go to photos and just use one of theirs. The nice thing is with photos, you can filter up here, and you can filter between colors that might be on brand, or if like free photos, which will be great if you're not using the pro version. You want to be able to just filter these so you only see the ones that are free. So then let's say mountain. So you'll see all the free ones for mountain, and you can get really specific with this. You can do mountain snow, mountain girls on mountains. So let's just use this because I feel like mountains are, people think of them with inspirational quotes. So you can scroll down, see the ones that you like, and then you either drag and drop, if it loads, drag and drop and it fits the screen. And then when you double click, then you can move it or open, or zoom in. If you do just click on the photo, it'll show up in it. And then you can manually fit it to the screen, but I don't really see a need for that because you can edit anything from it. Okay. So let's say this looks great. So when we're going to add text, the only shortcut I really use in Canva, when you're clicking on this, you just click the T and text box will appear. So you can increase this, or you can come up here, make it bigger, smaller, or just type in the size that you want. So when you're clicking on text, you'll see the text bar up here. You'll see your recently used fonts, branded fonts, and you can search any fonts that you like as well. So let's search cursive. That's fine. And we can change this to inspirational quote here. I don't have one off the top of my head. So for this, the main thing, especially with designing, you want to make sure that everything is easy to read. So if the background is too light against your font, or the font is too hard to read, people tend to scroll past it. So honestly, this isn't a font I would use, but just for the sake of this, that's fine. So let's switch this around to something that here. All right, so for this, it might be a bit harder to read, especially if the quote is longer. So two things that you can do. If you click on the background in this checkerboard transparency box, this is where you would increase or decrease the transparency of the photo. So if it is hard to read the text, I would decrease it a bit. And then you can always change the color as well. What's really nice is that Canva offers your brand kits, but then below they also pull the colors from the photo. So if you find a photo you really like and you want it to, the words to match, the elements to match, you can just go down here and choose that. And another way that you can do this if you want it to be more on brand. So let's say your brand color is green. So we're going to go to elements, type in square, and fill it to fit the screen, and turn this into green. So we can make this square less transparent. Obviously, these don't show you, they don't look great with the colors, but this is a great way when you are creating quotes to have them a bit more on brand, because you can choose this with your brand color. Again, I would probably choose this over a more neutral background, but then you can have kind of a slight filter of your branded colors. And if you want to add anything else to your quotes, your logo, anything, let's type in birds. So this is a pro feature, but most of them you can change the colors of. Some of them you cannot. So for these birds, you can change branded colors. Sorry, it's loading. And then I'm going to show you how to layer elements as well. So see, we're just gonna go to, all right. So let's say you want this triangle to be obviously behind the words. So you're going to click on it, go to position, and then since it is at the front, you can't move it any more forward, but you can move it all the way to the back, or you can just move it behind one element. So now this is behind the quote, behind the birds. So you want the birds behind it, you move the birds backwards. So the position button is great when you are having multiple elements, adding different layers to your designs, just to make sure that your elements are where they need to be. So when you move them around, it still will stay in front of the birds and behind the quote. So then once you are happy with your design, you either are going to click download right here, and it will suggest the best download for you. If you do have a moving element, then it will change to suggest it to video. If you want to make it more specific or post it somewhere else, then you click this button. And this is where you can share it to Facebook pages, Instagram directly, share the link to a Facebook group, to an email. And if you are having other people that are working with you on a project or on your team, if you click share up here, you can either copy the link, send it to them, add their emails up here, or you can just choose a way when you share the link that they can use it as a template, they can view it, or they can edit it. Okay. So now let's just start from scratch, and we are going to edit a template. So like I said, a lot of times I do go to templates and I start out with one, and then it kind of snowballs from there. It never actually looks the same as when it starts out. But these are great just if you don't know what you want to do or you have an idea. So when you click on templates, you'll see recently used ones that are suggested for you, and things that have been popular on Instagram. So let's just type in birthday. So let's say you find this, you love this template, you want to use it, but it's not on brand. So let's say your brand colors are yellow, orange, and pink. So we're going to click the background. See up here, we're going to change the background color to orange. You can easily delete any things that you don't want on it by just hovering and deleting. And then we're going to change the font to something that's in your brand. So you can change it to whatever font you want. I found with a lot of cursive fonts, they do tend to be really crowded, but there's an easy fix for that. Just make this dark so you can see it. So if you click on this and click on this button, it's an arrow facing up and down. It's a spacing button. You can choose the letter spacing and the line spacing. So a lot of times cursive, like I said, they tend to end up being really close together, which makes it impossible to read. So instead of changing the font, if it's the font that you like, just change the spacing of it to give as much room, and then the letter spacing, whatever you're happy with. And so these are elements that are grouped together. You'll see, because when you move them up and down, they are all stuck. Even though each one of these is a specific element, if you want to move them, you would just click on the group, and up here we'll have a button ungroup. So now you can see all the specific elements that this template designer put in, and you can move one or two if you'd like, for whatever reason, if you don't like what they did with it. And the last thing is, if we're going to change the colors of these, this one is really important and a major time saver. So green is non-brand. So we're going to click all these that are green, scroll down, and yellow is one of our colors. So when you look at the bottom, you'll see this button that changes all that mint green to yellow. And if you want to change all of this green to yellow, you just click that. And then in a click of a button, it's all done. We'll do one more. Let's change the white to, what did I say? I think pink was another branded color. So then we go down here and we change all of the white to pink. So last thing I want to show you, so this is basically, this is perfect. If you do have any templates you want to change, obviously this is different than this, the final product of what we did, but we are still keeping some of the elements. So I definitely recommend starting out with templates if you don't know the direction you want to go in, or even if you don't know what you want to post really, sometimes there are great suggestions just by scrolling up and down, looking at the templates. So I want to show you a few things with text, and then we can move on to question and answer. So let's just delete all of this. Okay, so again, we're going to click just the T button to create text. Okay. Hi, how are you? So when you click on here, we're going to look at the effects. And these are different effects that you can do. They're great for headings if you have an announcement. Some of these have a bit more customization than others do. So let's click on shadow. We want to offset it even more, change the direction that the shadow is in. You can use blur, transparency, and then obviously change the color of it. Let's do one more. Go to effects. Let's say we really like glitch. You can choose different colors for these. That's honestly making my eyes hurt, so that's fine. Okay, so then when we're gonna scroll down, I've seen this done for logos and on Instagram as well, so I just wanna show you how to do it if you wanna create any curved text. So you just scroll to the bottom, click curve, and then you can choose which way it curves and the amount that it curves. So let's just say we want 75. And then for this, we're gonna do that as well. I'm gonna scroll down, click curve. We want -75. So when you move these around, you'll see the circle. So you can line it up. This is how I see a lot of people do logos or announcements. Then you can easily add an element, flowers, or anything in the middle whenever that decides to load. Okay. Something like that. And another thing that people do, I see, is like this moving text where they do something like this. So that's how you do that as well. Just make sure one is the positive. You're doing 50 for this, and this one's -50. And let's just copy and paste this, move it over here. And then that's how people do the curvy text across the screen. And when you want to switch it back or you don't like it, you just click on it, style, none, shape, none, and it's back to normal. So last thing I'm going to show you is just how to animate text really easily, animate graphics. So we have this text, and let's just choose some elements as well. Let's say shells. Oh, these are fun. And what's nice is sometimes when you do click on the elements, you'll see other recommendations that are by the same designer or that are pretty similar to the one that you chose. So these are fine. And again, a lot of the elements you can change. This one you can't change the color, but this one, if you can change them, you'll see it up here. So we're just going to animate this. So I'm going to click on this, click animate, and all of it in the beginning will do the same thing, but then you can choose different animations for different ones by clicking on it. So let's say we want this one to do block. We'll click on this, animate, and we want this one to drift, and this one to tumble. I know this doesn't look great, but just an example. So when you want to see how this will show up on social media, you click play up here, and this is how your social media post will show up on Instagram. And then after that, quick download. It gives you the suggested download. This one, obviously an MP4 video. And yeah, so that is some of the Canva basics that I see used pretty often on social media, just so you have an idea of how to do them. So let's go back. Oh. To the presentation. And then, is there any questions? We do, if you think of anything in the future, if you send a message to WebHealer websites or an email to info@webhealer.net or .com, then we will get back to you with any Canva questions you have while you're trying this for yourself. Another thing is that we will be sending this recording to you so that if you want to try doing everything that I did on Canva while you're watching the video, you can watch it back as many times as you want. And then when you do have specific questions, feel free to reach out at any time and we'll get back to you. So let me look if there's any questions now that I'm screen sharing, sorry. Okay, so there's no questions right now. Thank you all for joining us, and stay tuned because we will be offering one in probably 3 weeks from now. And again, if there is any suggestions that you have, anything you want to learn in the future, then feel free to reach out. And thank you so much for joining us. We'll get you an email with the link to rewatch this tomorrow. All right, and then have a great afternoon. Thank you so much.